In the United States, we love our assembly lines. Since the time of Henry Ford, these lines have been used to produce our favorite products as quickly and efficiently as possible. Everything from cars to fast food and Coca-Cola are produced using this method. If you want to manufacture success, you better be using an assembly line.
Hold on a second. The assembly line is excellent for manufacturing products, but not for manufacturing students. Currently, we treat students like they're all the same, and we fail to acknowledge any difference between their learning abilities and styles. It's time that we recognize that all students are not the same. Their needs can't be met by overly standardized systems. Fixing our public schools is a national issue, but now one that can be solved by opening more expensive and ineffective charter schools. We need to innovate and move forward to find new solutions. It's time that we work to address the specific needs of each student in their individual classrooms. There are no better innovators than teachers themselves, the men and women in the classroom side by side with these students. They know their strengths and weaknesses firsthand. We believe that given the resources, these men and women can solve the problems with America's school system and make it more tailored to meet the needs of our students. And what better place for this to begin than in our own Ann Arbor public schools? Our proposal is to create a group called Education Innovation.
So one of the things that I noticed upon coming here to the University of Michigan was that a surprising number of my peers actually, some of them were not very well prepared for school, for the university coursework. The high school education in this country is actually lagging behind that of other countries. That's something that we need to address, really.
With an increasing emphasis on test scores and overall just depersonalization, we have basically just made it about numbers. It's no longer about the actual students.
The assembly line really fails to accommodate the differences between students, and it doesn't recognize that not every kid in America is the same.
We have made our schools like assembly lines, and we're treating our students as if they were cars, but this isn't the case. Students have their own individual needs, and they're all unique.
They're assuming all students are the same, but one size doesn't fit all when it comes to students.
And charter schools were one alternative solution that was proposed.
Once upon a time, traditional public schools were the only kind of public school. They received all of the funding, and they were the sole focus of America's public education system, and everyone was happy. But one day, charter schools appeared, and suddenly the traditional public schools found themselves competing with these charter schools for funding that used to be all theirs. These charter schools had these huge marketing efforts and would suck away all the traditional public schools' students, and all their funding would go with them. These charter schools failed to fix any of the problems in America's public education system, and just left the traditional public schools hanging out to dry with little funding.
They actually did not work out very well. But we can do better than this.
This is where we come in. Education Innovation wants to provide funds for teachers with great ideas for their classrooms so that we can help fix the problems with America's education system without having to spend unnecessary dollars on charter schools.
Education innovation is almost like a Kickstarter within itself, but it's a Kickstarter specifically for teachers. The idea is that these local Ann Arbor teachers would come to us and say, hey, listen, I have this awesome idea for my classroom. I have all these kids that are struggling with reading, and I think that if I do this, I can help them to succeed better.
We propose giving funding directly to the teachers who have innovative ideas that can actually fix this.
They're the ones who have these ideas of how to better use education systems and how to make a better environment, but the problem is they don't have the money. So what we're trying to do is give them money for these really good ideas to better the education system.
What we need is your support and your donations to help us fund the ideas of our local teachers. They are the ones who know what's best for their students, and they are the ones who know how to improve our public school system from the inside out.